Still with me? All right, let's talk about the second story arc. In the second story arc, we focus on Lilith, where we find out that Lilith's origin is that she is the daughter of the Titan goddess of the sun, whose name is Tia. Now, I looked this up on Google to see what was the original Greek mythology behind Tia, and there doesn't appear to be any Greek goddess or titan spelled this way. There is one with a similar spelling, though. I think it was Thea or Thea or something like that. So I guess this is character is maybe loosely based on one of the characters from Greek mythology. She's positioned here as a titan. So she decides to do a couple things during the story arc. One is reclaim Lilith as her daughter, and two is to take over Olympus and dethrone the gods. Now, most of the stuff in this book, in this story arc, doesn't make any sense. Or if there's an explanation for it, it eluded me. But let me go through and talk about all the stuff that doesn't make sense to me. So she is in disguise as a businesswoman here. We can see she's a ruthless businesswoman, firing people, burning people up who she's not happy with, burning somebody up who came in without knocking and getting permission. And then, for no apparent reason, she decides to just go outside and decides that she's going to reclaim her throne as the goddess of the sun. I don't know what sparked this. She just was standing by the window. Ah, the sun, it feels good to join with you again. It's been too long since I embraced your warming rays. I feel excited again. Perhaps it's time to... Okay, so she just was standing by the window one day when there was the sun, and that's what sparked all of this. Okay, so that sparked all of this. She is now going off on her new mission when somehow... How does this work? She finds her daughter. Yeah, I think when I was reading this the first time, I never stopped to think, how does she find Lilith? So I've searched for you for almost 2 decades. I am your mother. But how does she find her now? I don't know. Somehow, after deciding out of the blue that she was going to stop being a human and become a goddess again, she just found Lilith out of nowhere, said, "You belong with me." And then, of course, there's a fight, but she takes Lilith away. And then the Titans decide to go after her, and they go to Paradise Island, which has been wrecked. And then Wonder Girl decides that she's going to stop Tia. Tia, meanwhile, has gone to Mount Olympus and overthrown the gods. She's overthrown the gods. This is talking about her origin story here. All right. So, yes, this is where things get a little bit strange, if they haven't gotten strange already. So, once they get back to Paradise Island, Wonder Girl reveals that there's some sort of portal you can get through by looking through the eyes of Athena that gets you here to the Oraculum, which I don't know where this is situated in the cosmos of Greek mythology. But Wonder Girl eventually brings the rest of the Titans in here, and they decide to head to Tartarus which they get to through, I don't know, some ray that comes to Oraculum. All right, so this leads them to Tardis. And in Tardis is where the Titans have been imprisoned. And they've had one interaction with the Titans before, so there's some familiarity established. So the Titans here are fighting the Giants for reasons that are not clear. And the Giants say, "Brother Hyperion, to fight we will, all us children of Uranus and Gaia. You Titans the favored ones, we Giants banished for our ugliness." So what's going on here? Brother Hyperion, to fight we will, all us children of Uranus and Gaius. So when I read that first, I thought, okay, so all the children of Uranus and Gaius, the Titans as well as the Giants, are uniting to fight. We will. All of us are uniting to fight. But no, then the Giants are fighting against them, and the Giant almost kills him here. So why are the Titans and the Giants fighting? I don't know. And then Hyperion is not quite killed here. He gets knocked out. And then Jericho takes over his body. So Jericho has this power where if he makes eye contact with somebody, he can take over their body. But I don't know, maybe I missed something when this character was being introduced a couple volumes previous. But it's established very clearly that if you don't make eye contact with Jericho, he can't take over your body. In fact, even within this volume here, they're able to defeat him by just shutting their eyes and making sure that he can't make eye contact with them. They're defeating him because they're playing sparring games here. These are training games where they're pitting against each other. But then if somebody's unconscious, how does Jericho... I mean, Jericho routinely takes over people who are unconscious, but how does he do that? How does that work with the eye contact? I don't know. He says, "Joe, we need his power, Donna. It is the way toward life and hope. Okay, so Joseph is in Hyperion's body. Fine, and he's using Hyperion's powers. But then we turn one page, and then all of a sudden Joseph is no longer in Hyperion's body. And Hyperion is over here, and Joseph is over here. So what happened there? I guess there's a page missing or a few panels missing. And then Tetis is dead. My mate is gone. Okay, but this, I guess here she is shown dead over here, but we never saw her get killed anywhere. This is just something that happened out of nowhere. I guess this also happened in the missing pages, maybe. Yeah, you often get the feeling reading the New Teen Titans that the writers are constrained by a lack of pages. That there's a story that they really want to tell and they don't have the pages for it, so stuff just gets left off the pages. Okay, so then the Titans are going up to fight against Tia, who already overthrew the gods, and there's some more pages here. They go up, and then she says, Cole's Crystal Fortress is under attack. So Tia has this crystal fortress that she had built by Cole. And when did this get built? I mean, you get the impression reading these issues that Tia has just gone back to Olympus and overthrown the gods. Like this has just happened. But then instead, we see that there's a crystal palace that has already been built here before. I mean, it seems like Tia has had time to establish her own. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Tia and Cole just work really quickly. Now, as much as I'm complaining about everything, I do have to give credit where credit is due. We do get some interesting full-page scenes here. So this is one. I've actually skipped over some of them already while I was flipping through stuff. There's some interesting stuff over here. Oh yeah, here was another interesting one. So we do get these really great splashy battle. Yeah, here's another one. You know, in the past, George Perez would be really good at creating these full-page, splashing page fight scenes. Now George Perez is no longer illustrating this book, but we still get these really impressive pages here, even though the story is making less and less sense the more we go. And then we get Cole introduced here, who is one of Tia's minions and has an ability to encode stuff in crystals. Her power, she is able to shoot crystals at people and encode them in crystals. And yeah, she's actually, if we look here at the pages of Tales of the Teen Titans, enter Cole, except Wonder Girl. But then Cole is very quickly defeated. And then very quickly repents and said, "Please forgive me. I only did Tia's bidding, for she kidnapped me too from Earth to obey her evil commands." And then from this point out, Cole is going to be a member of or an associate of the new Teen Titans until she will just mysteriously disappear from the pages of the new Teen Titans, never to be heard from again. And the reason that happens, it's not entirely clear from reading the pages of the new Teen Titans, but if you find out a bit more about DC Comics, the reason that happened was, oh geez, what's going on here? Did I press the wrong button? The reason that happened was because Cole got killed off in Crisis on Infinite Earths. Sorry, let me readjust the focus here. And Marv Wolfman said somewhere that the reason he introduced Cole into the pages of the new Teen Titans in the first place was just for the purposes of her getting killed off in Crisis on Infinite Earths. Apparently there was some sort of editorial mandate, and this may have even been a mandate created by Marv Wolfman himself, because I think he was largely the guy in charge of Crisis on Infinite Earths. He was a busy guy at this time, doing the new Teen Titans and doing Crisis. But there was a mandate that each monthly ongoing comic book series at DC had to kill off a certain number of their characters, just to prove that Crisis was a really big deal. Everybody had to agree to a certain number of their characters being killed. And Marv Wolfman didn't want to kill off any more of his characters than he had to. So he introduced Cole just a few months before Crisis. And she is going to hang around with the Titans for a little bit, and then she's going to get killed off during the Crisis. Not in the pages of the new Teen Titans, but in the Crisis on Infinite Earths miniseries. And like all the characters who get killed off in Crisis on Infinite Earths, she has a blink and you'll miss it death, where it's just kind of one quick panel. But we'll talk about Crisis on Infinite Earths another day. For now, here is Cole. She's going to be hanging around with the Titans for a while. And then here's Typhoon or Typhon from Greek mythology. and another big page of all the Titans fighting him. And then Hyperion defeats Tia by giving her a magic kiss. I don't know. And then Tia recognizes her destiny as being on Mount Olympus. Oh, and there's this winged character who's been following her called, I believe his name is Azrael, although I don't remember if that name has been established yet, or if I'm just remembering it from when I read these issues back in the 90s. And I don't remember actually how this gets resolved in future issues. I'm going to have to order the next volume from my library to find out. It's been established that he and Lilith have some sort of destiny together. Lilith feels that. But now all of a sudden Lilith says, no, my path is clear. I have no control over my destiny. We are not destined to be together. Is this the end of his story arc, or does this continue in the next issue? I don't actually remember. I haven't read these issues since the 90s, so apologies if my memory is a little bit foggy on this. I will order the next volume from my library and review that, and I guess we can find out together. And this issue does end with somewhat of a cliffhanger of the children of the sun making the earth ours, so maybe the storyline is unresolved after all, and we'll have to come back for that. And yeah, that is my review of the New Teen Titans Volume 9. So, next is get Volume 10 out from my library, and then I'll talk about that one next.